We have Utah State senior guard MJ Collins Jr. will open it right up for questions.
I mean, you brought in that trophy. What does it mean to you to be able to sit next to that?
It means a lot. Not too many people are able to say that they won anything, especially not in college. And, you know, with this group of guys, coaching staff, I'm fortunate to say that I'm a champion. That's something that nobody will ever forget, and it's what we live for. You know, this was our goal coming in June 1st when we first, you know, figured out who everybody was and seen each other for the first time. So it's just an unbelievable achievement to be able to carry it out from June 1st up until today.
MJ, that double-digit lead you had in the first half just dissolved by the end of the half. You guys were down by 1 at halftime, and then you scored 21 points in the second half. Just how determined were you to just, you know, at certain points take matters into your own hands?
I was very determined. Coach cussed me and Mason out going up the tunnel. So it kind of lit a fire up inside of me, you know, especially it's do or die time, especially knowing that I'm a senior. You only get one shot at it, and this was our shot, and there's no better way to finish it out at home. And, you know, I didn't want my teammates to go down, you know, with another L, and I told them that last week against UNLV. I addressed the team and told them that, you know, it starts with me, I got to play better. And I told them that they could take my word that I wouldn't let them down come Saturday, and I kept my word for those guys.
Also, it was senior night, having your family here and everything. Just what did today mean to you?
It meant the world. You know, my family has sacrificed a lot for me to be in this position. You know, my dad, we would be up 4 in the morning working out. And, you know, me and him would have, you know, some heartache and pain conversations, but he always stuck with me. Same with my mom, my little sisters, you know, they've been with me every step of the way. So just doing it, being able to do it for them and in front of them, it just meant the world for me. You know, I won a state championship in high school. My dad stormed the court, and he was the first person to get to me. And it was the same thing here. When I looked around, he was right there, gave me a big hug and told me we did it. So, you know, I'm really nothing without my family. That's my heart, and, you know, I'm really thankful for them.
Where does this moment rank? Have you had a lot of great ones?
Oh, one, for sure. You know, I was asked at the radio show, you know, how would it feel, you know. I told them that, you know, you can score 40 and that comes and goes. A lot of people do that, but winning a championship, it goes down in the books forever. It'll be something that's talked about even when we're dead and gone, so that's number one for sure.
Jay, I know you've touched on it a good amount here, but when you were deciding to come to Utah, I'm sure this is what you envisioned. I guess, can you put into words just how it feels to have it go down the way it did today?
Oh, it's great. Like I said, you know, this is what we dreamed of June 1st. Like, this is every break championship, something along those lines. And, you know, it was a weird way of, you know, being able to clinch a championship after a blowout. I don't want to talk about that, but and then just being able to bring it back on our home court. Once we had the chance to get an outright at home, I knew we had every shot in the world to get it because our fans are just so amazing, our student section, the community. So it's an amazing accomplishment for all the guys. I'm very proud of, you know, Kobe King, Gary Clark, the guys who really haven't won anything. Now we're able to take them to the tournament. So that's what it's all about. It's a first for everything. You know, this is my first ring in college, and you know, I'm very thankful. And Utah State, that's my school. You know, I've been to Virginia Tech, Vanderbilt, but this is the school that I'll claim.
If you could give advice to somebody who's maybe sitting where you were last year, thinking about, you know, maybe moving on, trying to find a fresh start, or maybe they're looking at Utah State, what would you tell them?
It's funny that you asked that because I literally just posted a picture on my Instagram, and I said that trust God, bet on yourself, and take the risk. The grass is greener on the other side sometimes, and you know, I would just focus on that because a lot of people told me that I was crazy for coming out here. Do you want me to be honest? I thought I was crazy for coming 30 hours from home, but it's a bigger picture. Sometimes it's okay to go down to go up. Like, it just is what it is. But if you can put yourself in the right position, when you have a good coaching staff and a great group of people, you always, the work will show up at some point in time. And, throughout the year, not only for myself, but this team, as you see tonight, the work showed.
Do you look ahead to the Mountain West tournament and NCAA tournament? What are the things you feel like as a team you guys got to do to lock in, have success in these next two tournaments?
Defend, for sure. Offense comes and goes. As you've seen, we have nights where we don't score the ball. But if we can stop the other team from scoring, then that really doesn't matter, because over the course of the game, we'll get some easy layups or something easy, or, I'll hit a shot, Mason hit a shot, Drake hit a shot. Somebody is going to step up at some point in time. So if we can just focus on defending, rebounding, and sticking to the scout, then I feel like we'll be 100% fine. A lot of teams haven't seen a defense like we have, so when we're on and clicking, it's really hard to stop it.
That's something that's struggled a little bit recently, even tonight. New Mexico put up 90 points. What have you seen over the last 5 or so games defensively that's maybe been a little struggle?
It's just been a little roller coaster. Practice hasn't been great. I kind of think we were too comfortable. And it happens at times, especially over a course of a long season. You get comfortable, you get familiar with everything. But we were on edge this week after we lost, because we knew it was do or die time. Coach has been saying all week or all season that 25 wins will get us to the tournament in a pretty good position. We made that happen tonight, and as you see, the trophy is sitting next to us. We let Jake Hall get going on some minor errors, but good players make big time shots. That's what he did tonight. Kudos to them. But yeah, we just got to continue to focus in on our scout and just everybody being locked in come practice.
And Jane, a lot of your team's biggest wins this season, it hasn't been just one guy. It's really been everyone on the roster making contributions. And you had your 27 tonight, but you look down the list of all these players, and just everyone kind of doing their part. Just what does it mean to you to get a win in this fashion with everyone really playing a part?
It means a lot because it shows that we're a team. Nobody really cares who has the hot hand or who has the most points. We're going to share the ball. We're going to find mismatches in the defense, and we're going to attack them. So yeah, we're all happy for each other, and when we all clicking, that's when we're the best. Not just one or two people having it going. So I'm just happy for everybody. Happy that we got the dub, through some adversity late in the game, and that's what it's all about. Doing it together as a team.
What do you do with your piece of the net?
Oh, I don't know yet, if you want to be honest. I'll probably hang it up somewhere, probably get it framed next to my jersey or something like that. I ain't really decided yet. Or I might give it to my dad since I'm had a ring.
What's it feel like to end your career here at the Spectrum with a game like you had, too?
It felt great. If you was to ask me, would I be in this position, would I have been in this position last year, coming into today, I would have told myself no. I've done a lot of things throughout the course of the year that, from my first 3 years that I didn't think I was capable of, if you want me to be honest. But like I said, just being able to trust in the work that you've put in over the years and having a great coaching staff and great teammates, it'll make you do things that, like I said, you didn't think you were capable of. But yeah, I love the herd. I love the community around here. Everybody's nice to me, of course. And being able to close it out in one of the biggest games of the year, probably the biggest game of the year so far, it felt amazing.
How do you not turn the page and still kind of keep a competitive edge in things? Going to Mountain West tournament after a day like today where you clinched the outright championship, but you still got games to play?
We know that we want 2 of these and not one, so, we want 2 rings, not one. So, Coach will do a pretty good job. We'll probably party tonight, tomorrow, and then come practice on Monday. We know it's all business again. Going back to UNLV, we didn't have a good showing there, so we got to turn the page and be locked in and try to win it there.